Welcome to the Your Canadian Ancestry YouTube channel. If you find this video helpful, I hope you'll like, subscribe, and consider becoming a channel member. So, you've gathered all your documents, everything is complete, and now you're ready to send your application to the IRCC. The question is, how do you actually put your application packet together? Well, there's a very specific way to do it, and the answer is in the document checklist, the CIT-0014. IRCC doesn't leave this up to guesswork. They tell you exactly what they expect and in what order. So let's get started. We're going to work through the checklist from top to bottom and stack your documents in that same order. And one note, if you're sending multiple application packets together in one package, keep in mind that IRCC has recently indicated a preference that each individual application packet be able to stand on its own. If you need more information about putting together a multi-application packet, I've linked my multi-application walkthrough video at the end of this video. Okay, so let's get started with the first item in your packet, the completed document checklist itself, the CIT-0014. IRCC wants to see that first. An exception to this would be if you're requesting urgent processing. In that case, I'd recommend adding a cover letter that explains your urgent request with the word urgent in large print across the top, and placing that at the top of your packet so that it's the first thing that's seen. Then immediately after that, place any supporting evidence you have for your urgent processing request. Now, continuing with the regular stacking order, right behind your CIT-0014 goes your application form, the CIT-0001. Make sure to check that your CIT-1 is the most current version and that you've signed it in black ink and that it's dated with a current date. Next will be your citizenship photos. If your photo studio gave you your photos in a small envelope, you can keep them in that. Otherwise, you can place them in your own envelope, label it clearly, and then add that next. After your photos, you'll place copies of your personal identification. You need 2 pieces of valid ID, and these should be color photocopies. Remember that valid ID means not only that your ID is not expired, but that it meets IRCC's requirements for acceptable identity documents. And if your ID has a signature line, make sure that it is signed before you photocopy it. And next is your proof of payment receipt. When you pay online, IRCC instructs you to print the receipt, and that printed receipt goes directly into your packet here. At this point, you move into the section of the checklist that applies only if it's relevant to you. If you used a representative, you would include the IMM 5476 use of a representative form here. Next, you'd add any applicable statutory declarations, and if your current name is different from the name on your birth certificate and you would like your proof of citizenship certificate to be issued in your current name, you would include your proof of legal name change document here. For many people, that will be a marriage certificate. Next, we'll move into the section that applies to citizenship by descent, which for most people watching this video is going to be scenario 3. The first required document in that section is your birth certificate, so a copy of that will go next. After that, the checklist asks for proof of parentage and Canadian citizenship for your Canadian parent, grandparent, and parental ancestor as applicable. This is where your set of document copies goes. These provide the supporting proof for your lineage. But before placing your set of document copies in the stack, this is where I'd recommend placing a few important pieces that can make your application much easier to follow. First, the letter of explanation that IRCC asks for. This is where you address anything that might raise questions in your application, such as missing documents, gaps in records, spelling variations of names, or date inconsistencies. If you have a missing document, this is also where you explain the efforts that you made to obtain it. Directly behind your letter of explanation, you should place any supporting proof of those efforts made, such as a letter stating that no record was found, or copies of emails from the original source explaining that they were unable to provide the document. And then next, your Lineage explanation sheet. Some people use a Lineage explanation sheet not only to clearly lay out their lineage, but also to provide the information for additional generations that don't fit on the CIT-01 application form. Others use a separate addendum, a family tree, or simply type out the additional generations and the related questions and answers for them on a sheet of paper. Whatever method you've used to provide that information, I would place that here. If you're using a document index, that would come next. And together, all of these pieces give the officer a clear picture of your application and lineage before they begin reviewing your supporting documents. And lastly, you'll add your full set of document copies in order. And that's your complete package. You've followed the CIT-0014 checklist in order while organizing the additional information in a way that makes your application clear and easy to follow. If you have any additional questions about putting your application packet together, feel free to leave those questions in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.